everybody, Courtney here, coming to you on this rainy spring day, and it is April and it is the month of Earth Day, and I was born in 1970 and Sesame Street and Earth Day were created around that time, and I have always been a big fan of sustainability. I was raised that way without really even understanding it, just more as a message. I was raised in the United Methodist Church, and we were just taught to care for what we own, to take care of what we own, to use the world's resources, God's resources that He has given us, to not take advantage, because when we do, it is often hurtful to other people. And so when we take more than what we need, it takes from the less fortunate often. So I'm going to share with you some free or cheap, frugal, sustainable practices that you can do every day, not just in the month of March. And I'm hoping some of these aren't redundant, but they may be a little bit. So reduce what you own, reselling clothes. Having less is the first one. Buy less, or maybe have a capsule wardrobe. That is the second one. Just getting down to maybe 30 to 50 items. You don't have to stick with a certain number. Just get down to having less and only more of what you need. What I'm doing this spring is I'm putting it to the right when I wear it, and I'm going to put everything to the left that I don't wear. So it'll kind of slide down to the left. And then I'm going to resell it at the resale boutique, and I will buy my clothes. You've heard me talk about this before many times. I buy my clothes at the resale boutique so that there is a constant, buying and selling of used clothing, not new clothing to go into the landfill, or oftentimes it just becomes trash. The next one is number 3 is to hand down your used items. Give them to somebody else who can use them or needs them. That way you ensure that they're also used. I do this a lot. I got a new juicer on sale this week, and I'm giving and donating my old juicer back to the thrift store for someone else to use, or if I know someone who wants it, I'll just give it to them. The next thing is keep them longer, clean and repair. And so like with your clothes, I have had this sweatshirt. I know it's not super attractive, but my life is just not that conducive. I was actually going to work out with my mom today, and we had a tornado warning, so I ended up staying home. I'm not going anywhere that it matters. I'm going to take my son's car to the shop, but I've had this sweatshirt at least 10 years. Not getting rid of something, buying things that are simple and plain that you can wear over and over and over again. The next one is to coordinate by coordinating colors. So if you will buy things that match, you can often then, you're not going to have to buy more. So I have a lot of pinks and blues and blacks and things like that, greens that all match. I know many years ago when I was growing up, we would do this thing where we would talk about people's colors. So everybody kind of has a color palette that matches your skin tone. And for me, it's the cooler colors or the pastels and things like that that match my skin tone better. Things like oranges, the fall colors, they don't look very good on me. They make me look kind of drab and yucky. And so I stick with cooler colors, and then I throw a lot of black or blue jean in there too, because everything kind of mixes and matches pretty well with that. Okay, and let's talk about, and these aren't in particular order, but repairing and fixing your cars, appliances, and your home. This is one way, is to keep up with those repairs, because the cheapest car you will ever own is the one you have. Now, that being said, if it is breaking down all the time, you might need to get another car. But like, for instance, my son drives a 2004 Kia, and we are choosing, for the most part, it never has been a great car. He doesn't drive a whole lot. We're taking it to the shop today because the battery keeps dying, and also the steering wheel keeps locking up, and I'm just not sure if something's wrong with it or if it's him. He is autistic. Not why he's driving, but he keeps calling me kind of in a panic. So a lot of times I take his car to this guy. He charges me like $80. It's worth it for the peace of mind to me, but to keep his car maintained, I change the oil every like 3,500 miles. You can go a little longer, but with older cars, I wouldn't recommend it. Plus, he and I don't drive as much. We do the tire rotation every other tire every other or every third, every 10,000 miles. I have them check everything out, and I replace things as they need it, as they get worn out, so that we're not having more wear and tear on the car so that it begins to break down. He will not take his car to the car wash. It's just a thing with his social stuff. So every couple of months, I go wash and clean his car really good. I have him clean out all the trash himself. He helps me clean his house, but it's more important to me to maintain it. I own the car than it is for him. So I know this is kind of getting off on a tangent about autism, but I'm not going to go there. Just to say, clean and maintain your stuff. Actually, washing your car preserves the paint and the exterior. So it is really important to wash your car. Washing your car at home, I have heard that actually it is less efficient than the car washes, because the car washes are made for efficiency. I was washing our cars at home, and then I don't know what happened to our water pressure, but it went to nothing outside. So I can no longer wash them at home. So I allow myself one car wash per month, in the pollen season maybe two, and I generally do the cheaper one and just kind of keep up with that myself. The next thing is to maintain, again, that's kind of similar, your health as well. Maintaining your health, eating healthy, going and getting your regular doctor's visits. I'm going for my mammogram tomorrow. I go for my regular doctor's appointment this month. Just maintaining your health, getting your dental cleanings. I think probably every 6 months may be too much, unless you absolutely feel that you need it and you're not flossing and brushing. But flossing your teeth, brushing your teeth 2 to 3 times a day, getting to your dental visits, doing everything you can to keep your body and your home and your car in working order. That way you're not going to run into bigger, more expensive problems down the road. And that also goes with cleaning. Just cleaning in general, cleaning your home. Dirt erodes things, whether it's plaque on your teeth. I do not wash my clothes every time I wear them. I usually wash them when they're dirty. But for the most part, keeping our homes clean, cleaning your house like every other week, and clean up with the maintenance in between that, keeping your car clean, very, very important to reduce the erosion and keep things. Because the longer you clean it, the less you're going to consume another item that you're not going to need. Composting. So I used to do this. We're not doing this right now. I really want to. My husband, since we moved out here, we haven't had time to build a new compost bin. But composting is super important. We do throw out things that the horses will eat. So they get all the banana peels, carrots, they get the apple cores, they get the watermelon rinds and things like that. I also use leftover like rice and lentils and oatmeal for my dogs, sweet potatoes, as long as they haven't been cooked in garlic or onion. The next thing is number 9 is use what you have, Pantry Shop, and use Pinterest ideas. Let's talk about pantry shopping. At least once a month, do a pantry shop. Maybe wait, if you go shopping every week, maybe wait 10 days and use those extra 3 days to use up what's in your pantry. Often you'll find you eat healthier, or look at what you can make with what you have and only buy what you need. What this does is it reduces food waste, which is so much better on the environment, and it helps us to also save money. It's extremely frugal, and a lot of times it's those healthiest items that you haven't eaten up. Buy less packaged food. Buying less packaged food reduces waste. And so eating more things that do not come in a package is not only healthier for you, it's more frugal, it's more sustainable, it's more environmentally friendly. Number 11, shop your house first for fun. And this kind of goes to the idea of when you need something, like let's say that you want to have an outfit, and I just call this like the Pinterest, this is my Pinterest plan. I look online on Pinterest to find an outfit, and a lot of times it might be a Target ad. I don't go to Target to get the thing. I look and see like, okay, they've got a kind of flowing dress with a flower print with a kind of a wedge sandal, and what do I have in my closet that I can use to make a similar type outfit, but I don't go buy something new. So shopping your house first. If I find a picture on Pinterest of a room and I realize that like, okay, I have this wood cabin that I live in. It's a lot of wood, y'all. I could paint the walls white, but my husband and I have certain rooms I've painted the walls white and certain rooms that are still wood. So in the rooms that are all wood, a lot of times I use lighter furnishings when I can find them. So I might use white or linen type things, pale blues, pale pinks. And what that does is that kind of helps to soften the room. And I don't necessarily go buy new things. I look around the house and I pull out things or move them to certain areas. I shop my house first, and then I shop a resale or a thrift store before I go and buy it new. That way I'm ensuring that it's recycled. Refuse the bag. So refusing something that you don't need is a great way to reduce consumerism. Where I live, people have not adopted the shopping bags as much as they have in other areas. And so often it's kind of, I almost hate to even have this discussion because I know there's extremes on both sides, but where I live, taking your bag is almost frowned upon because they're in such the habit of putting everything in the bag before you get to the end. Or if you take your own, it's a little easier. So what I do is I don't use a bag for large bulky items. The toilet paper, the detergent bottle, any dog food, we do not use bags for any of that. If I don't happen to have my own bag with me, a lot of times I reuse those plastic bags for doing the cat litter and for trash can liners. Also for scraps and things that I need to throw away, like stinky dog cans that can't be recycled, I will use them for that. So we never like throw them in the trash. We always reuse them. But refuse the bag if you don't need it or anything that you don't need. Bring your own lunch. Taking a picnic is a great way to reduce consumerism. It also reduces waste. Taking your own lunch every day is a great way to reduce waste to work and to save money. Use less. So using less of anything. So detergent, especially washing your clothes. We've all kind of heard this now, but you don't need a full cap full. Look on the back of what you actually need. It's usually about half of what you've been using. Using less detergent for everything, using less shampoo, less conditioner. One thing I do with my food is I eat more vegetables and I'll use less like pasta. That helps with my weight and my health. And just in general, not using so much of everything, not just being mindfully pouring like olive oil into a pan. Measure it out. It'll help you with your waistline and it'll help you use less and make it last longer. Reuse when you can. I know a lot of people are on board with this now. Jars. I've been doing this for years and my friends used to make so much fun of me. I would call and say, hey, I'm making smoothies. Do you want me to bring you one? Like if we were going to do something. And it would be like in a marinara jar. I reuse jars for everything, for food storage, for taking stuff. That way, if they get lost or something like that, it doesn't matter. Nobody has to return anything to me. But reusing what you can. Most of my house is a lesson in reusing and recycling. I'm sitting here in a room where very little of what I own in this room has been purchased, used. This chair that I'm sitting in is a steel, flex steel chair that my dad, I think, paid about $1,100 for. It's a very nice leather chair and it hurt his back. We love it and we paid him $325 for it. So that saved us money and it saved it from going to the landfill. And when we get done with it, we'll donate it to somebody who can use it. All right, clean. You don't need a lot of cleaning products. Now, this is one area where I'm always honest. I do have someone who helps me clean because I do have an autoimmune disease and there's only so much I can do, and we own an Airbnb, but I do a lot of the cleaning myself in between times. And so she just uses Dawn mostly, but just, you don't have to have cleaning products to dust with a duster, a rag, to sweep, to mop. You can use just a little bit of soap and water or a little bit of Murphy's oil. Murphy's oil is very environmentally friendly. Barkeeper's Friend is environmentally friendly. Those are inexpensive items that you can use to clean your house. Vinegar and water, vinegar, lemon juice and water. But honestly, just soap and water is a great way to clean your house. And it's a lot more environmentally friendly than harsh chemicals. Also, baking soda. There are so many recipes online for making things yourself that are better for the environment. Lemon, essential oil of lemon, those are good. All right, adjust the thermostat up or down. So in the winter time, see how low you can go, and in the summertime, see how high you can go before you get uncomfortable. I have heard a statistic, but I don't know it's right, that every degree saves 10%. So I'm not sure if that's true, but it's worth a shot. Another thing that my husband and I adopted, or I did, I don't even think he knows, I just do it anyway, but is only one light per room per person. So if you are in a room, only one light can be on per person. And that means like if two people are on a couch reading, they might each have their reading light on, or in bed, but there's no reason to have all the lights on. So like right now, I've been going in and out of certain parts of the house, but I only have one light on in each room where I'm working, because I have been kind of milling around a certain area. In all the rooms I'm not going in, they're dark. This helps immensely. All right, so I'm not doing these necessarily giving you the order, but number 18 was cook once, eat twice. We always do this. And oftentimes I will want to go out to eat, because I'll be like, oh, we'll just do this. We'll go out to eat. And I'll think to myself, no, I chopped up I went ahead and I'll prep some things. Like I've already gotten there, chopped up broccoli, chopped up onions, chopped up peppers to make pizza and to make burritos. And so when I cook often, I make sure that what I cook, I have something for our lunch the next day. That keeps us from going out, because I hate to waste food. But cooking enough to eat 2 meals off of helps to save on food waste, and it keeps you from consuming those paper bags, those plastic cups, and things like that. So drive less and group your driving. I have been saving so much money since I left my job working for other people and I'm just working from home. I am driving so much less. I'm spending about 2 to 3 tankfuls of gas a month. And that's only because I live really far out, or it would probably be even less than that. Every time I have to go somewhere, it's at least like a 60-mile round trip. So I just try to group my errands. If I'm going to the grocery store, I'm going to go ahead and go to UPS and go to the recycling center, because all of those things are close together. And then I have days where I just stay home on purpose. Like right now, I realize we're out of coffee. My husband drinks a different coffee right now. And I have some instant coffee, and I'm going to ask him if he'll drink that in the morning. It's really good. It's Starbucks. I got it on clearance. But I'm going to ask him to drink that in the morning, or I'll drink it with him, whatever. And that way, tomorrow I have errands to run. I can go to the grocery store all at once instead of making that special trip just for coffee. Okay, live in a smaller house. So living in a smaller house is just like, if you have the opportunity to move and you're not already living in a smaller house, downsizing. So before, when I had 4 kids at home, well, I was married and had 4 kids, and for a while I had another kid living with us, a friend of the family. I had a 2,600 square foot house. When my kids grew up, and I had 1 kid at home, we built a 1,779 square foot house. Honestly, right now, I would be happy with a 1,200 or 1,400 square foot house, only because we have so many pets, and we have a home office, and we have a workout room, and I spend a lot of time in that workout room and that office, so we kind of need that. But I am realizing I could get by with a lot less. So if you have the opportunity to move, consider going smaller. Taxes are less, the waste is less, you use less electricity, less gas, less material when you have to put down carpet or flooring or anything at all you're going to have to do. It's going to be less. The more house you own, the more expensive it is. And houses aren't really a great investment overall. They might be right now with this weird housing kind of bubble we've had, but generally they are not. Drive a more fuel efficient car. So if you have the opportunity to buy a car, and most of us do at some point, thinking about driving a more fuel efficient car, even considering reusing and recycling cars, buying a used car so that you're not purchasing one brand new. Trust me, buying less is not going to hurt the economy, because there are going to be so many people on the planet who are not following what we're doing. And buying a slightly used car, I tend to go 5 to 10 years old, low mileage, well cared for. I'm driving a Honda Accord right now, a 2013. It's a very nice luxury sedan. For the Accord, I say it's a luxury sedan. It's the higher end model Accord. It's the EX, maybe, I don't know. It's the EX is fully loaded. It's got all the things, bells and whistles. And I purchased it used 2 years ago, and I love that car. It gets great gas mileage. We also have a CRV that we're probably about to sell that gets really good gas mileage. It's my husband's, it's our extra vehicle because we have a work truck that uses a lot of gas. And my husband tries not to use that car unless he's working on jobs and things like that. So buying a more fuel efficient, more economy type car doesn't mean you have to get the tiny car. Turn off lights. I think I already said that, one per room. I guess I put that one down twice. Sorry, guys. Make your own. So one thing I've been doing is making my own dog food. And I don't do this every day. I just supplement the dog's food because dog food has gone through the roof. I have 3 dogs and 2 cats, and dogs can be more omnivorous where cats really need to be carnivorous. And so I don't feel as good doing my cat's food. And since I don't eat meat, I'm not going to go out and buy meat for them. But every once in a while, I'll make a dog food. You can look online what's safe. Yesterday, I did lentils, oats, carrots, greens, and peanut butter, and they loved it. And that supplemented their food yesterday. They went ahead and got their dry kibble with it, but they ate less dry kibble. Now today, they'll get their canned salmon dog food that they eat. But once or twice a week, I'll make up a big batch of homemade dog food. It saves money on the dog food bills, and it gives them a little extra nutrition, and it does not upset their stomach. But if you have a dog that has a sensitive stomach, and I actually do, be mindful of that you might want to watch that or see how they do with it first. Do your laundry and use your electricity in off-peak hours. So I wanted to make sure that this was legit. So I got online and looked at Arkansas off-peak hours for where I live. And it is these hours. In October through May, 7 a.m. to 6 p.m. So washing your clothes after 6 p.m., running your dishwasher at night. In the summer, it's 1 to 8 p.m. So before 1. So probably what I will just start doing is at 8 p.m. I'll turn on the washer and the dryer and do everything after 8 p.m. at night. But guess what? Weekends are always off peak hours according to this. So that was good to know. So just Google where you live, what the off-peak hours are, and that way you're using less kilowatt, you're getting charged less per kilowatt when you're doing your laundry, your dishes, running your lights, and things like that. And that really helps to save money. And it makes you more mindful to run. And that's the next thing, is doing a full load. Always do a full load of laundry and a full load of dishes. Wait until you have a full load to do it, so it reduces your water and your energy. Okay, do things yourself. Okay, so I kind of touched on this earlier, but I'll give you an example. So I use the rule of substitution a lot, and I love substitution. I don't know that I guess it would be environmentally friendly, but like yesterday, I really needed some sandals. I haven't purchased sandals in years, and I needed some sandals for summer. I also wanted to get a pedicure because it's Easter weekend here, and my toenails are looking terrible. And so I was like, I don't want to spend the money on the pedicure or sandals. I went to the store, and I found sandals on sale in the clearance area, some that I had been looking at for a while. And the price of the sandals was about the same as getting a pedicure. I decided to give myself a pedicure and go ahead and get the sandals. Now, in giving myself a pedicure, I save the drive time by not driving there. I save any kind of material that would be used. It's probably not a lot with a pedicure, but let's say that it's your air conditioner. My friend was just saying they need a new capacitor. Well, her husband doing that himself could save that, that part. If you can get a reused part or a refurbished part, that could save the part. But oftentimes doing things yourself and fixing things yourself saves not only the drive time, the shopping time where you go and you pick something else up that you didn't need because you just happen to be at Lowe's or Home Depot, or you're able to buy refurbished or figure out a way to do it without buying something else. So I hope that makes sense. Like, I have everything I need to give myself a pedicure hair, and during the pandemic I learned how to give myself a pretty decent one. So do it yourself. And eat plant-based was my next one, and my last one is, even if you're not going to go full on plant-based, eating more plant-based meals is super frugal and better for the environment. Americans use 3 times the resources of the rest of the world. We use so much more energy, power, and resources in food. We have a huge amount of food waste. I want to say it was something like 800, or maybe, I don't know, it was like 83 pounds of food waste of produce a year or something crazy like that. I can't remember. It's a lot. So eating more plants. And one thing I do is, so starting with breakfast is usually the easiest. Eating things like healthy pancakes made from oats and bananas, or oatmeal, or cereal, a healthy cereal. Those are easy ways. Toast, tofu scramble. Those are easy ways to eat plant-based. Smoothies. Eating something like a vegetable stir fry with tofu, a lentil-based marinara with vegetables and lentils instead of meat. Super simple. Last night I did a veggie burger, hamburger salad, and potato fries done where I took scalloped potatoes that we ate one night. We actually ate on 2 nights. The third day I cut them up after they were cold. I put them in under the broiler and made them into French fries, and we had those with a hamburger salad. So in a hamburger, I'm not really using hamburger, veggie burgers that I had on hand. So learning to eat more plant-based meals will definitely reduce your grocery bill. I feel like our grocery bill, it runs about $150 a week, but that includes our toiletries, dog food, cat food, everything. I have figured out that we could eat anywhere from $6 to $11 a day on average, which I feel is really good in these times. You don't have to be perfect, but adding even a few plant-based meals a week to your diet. And a lot of people are like, well, I don't eat that vegan food. Peanut butter and jelly is a plant-based meal. There are a lot of things that you're already eating that are plant-based meals. A baked potato with broccoli on top of it is a plant-based meal. You can make your easy vegan cheese sauces with cauliflower or cashews that you soak in water. You just throw that stuff in the blender, and it's super easy. Maybe finding, when I started out 3.5 years ago, I had been vegetarian quite a lot of my life, but my life focused a lot on eggs and cheese and dairy and bread. And when I wanted to go plant-based, I just found 2 recipes a week. And remember I said earlier, I always cook once, eat twice. So that was 4 meals a week. And I changed my breakfast routine to mostly oatmeal, or I got a plant-based pancake recipe that was easy, blender pancake. And it was bananas, oats, like baking powder, vanilla, and nutritional yeast, and a little bit of water or plant milk. And so I got to where every day I was eating a plant-based breakfast, and I was eating 2 dinners a night and 2 lunches a week. And I did that for about 3 months. And then I slowly began to learn how to make these recipes, and I was starting to replace things that I already did. Like, I started to make split pea soup, which is something I already ate, but I was like, oh yeah, that's a plant-based meal. Carrots and split pea soup with garlic bread made with plant butter. And as I slowly got to where I was eating more and more plant-based meals until I was completely vegan, and it's really saved us a ton of money, because in this financial situation that we're in right now, and it's so environmentally friendly, the cost of meat and eggs and dairy is one of the most expensive things, and bread has even gone up, and bread is plant-based usually. It may have eggs in it, but just add more plant-based meals, y'all, because it's so much better for the environment. It uses less fuel. There's a lot of fuel used to create meat and meat processing plants, and I won't go into all of that. But just know it's better for the environment, it's better for you, and it's better for your pocketbook. Thank you all so much for being here. This is a long video, and I appreciate you so much. Hope you found some great information in this. Bye-bye.